All right, welcome to another episode of Real Estate vs. Technology. I'm your host, Norman Kinsey. We have our co-host, Mr. Dan Ganty. Welcome, Dan.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And we have a new guest on the show today. We have someone all the way from New York City, top 1% real estate broker in New York City. And he's a founder / owner of Legacy Group NY, so New York. And we have Rup Singh on the show with us. Welcome to Real Estate vs. Technology, sir.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, of course, man. We're excited to deep dive into your business, learn more about your humble beginnings, how you got started, to technology that you're using to really grow your business. I mean, you're verified on Instagram, which is kudos to you, dude. That's awesome.
That's huge.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. It happened randomly. Funny story. It was right before Christmas, that Tuesday, right before Christmas. I got a phone call and my boy goes, "Yo, congrats." I'm like, "Congrats on what?" They're like, "Yo, you just been verified." And I'm like, I look at my phone, I'm like, "What? This is insane." So that was pretty awesome. And I kept telling myself, I'm like, one day it's gonna happen. Like with all the content I'm putting out there and stuff, it's definitely one day it will definitely happen. So there you go.
I love it, man. The power of affirmations. So
that's it.
Let's kick it off. So I have some questions I'll be going over before we have Dan take it over. So first couple questions that I have is kind of give us a little bit of context as far as when did you get in the business and how long have you been in the business for?
So I got in the business about 7 years ago. 6 years ago. I've been in the business now for 6 years. And it's a funny story. I actually was not planning to become a realtor. I don't think anyone in this business ever plans the next, say, well, I'm going up and I'm going to become a realtor, right?
Yeah.
I went to school to actually become a doctor.
Okay.
I have a biochem degree. Wow. And I went to school. I went to school in Boston, and I was like, you know what? I'm a typical in-game guy. Going to school, becoming a doctor, because when you're growing up in that family, your family's like either an engineer, doctor, or whatever, or a lawyer. That's it. That's all we know. So, my dad had big dreams for me, and then I had to crush him like right away. So it was kind of a little upset. So after graduating, I spoke to my dad, and I told my dad, I was like, I sat down with him. I'm like, "Dad, I am not going to med school. This is not what I want to do." And he looked at me with 10 heads, and he's like, "What? Like, why?" And then he's like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "I want to become a realtor." And he's like, "What?" He's like, you know who realtors are, right? I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "Realtors are like people that are like retired, senior citizens running around, have nothing better to do, or housewives that have nothing better to do." And back then, 6 years ago, when I entered the business, real estate was not a trend.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like real estate has become a trend now in the last 2 to 3 years.
God, for sure.
And a lot of people are coming into the business, which is exciting, as well. So when I got into it, I told my dad, I was like, "Dad, listen, this is what I want to do." And he said, "This is going to become really embarrassing, right?" And he's like, "You went to school, you're a smart guy. Like, what are you?" I said, "Look, I'm going to make a difference in this business." And that's what I did. I came into the business. The first year when I entered real estate, which is a funny story, I closed my first house, and my first commission check was for $5,000. Right.
Okay.
And when I closed that's the only deal I closed that year. the whole entire year I was not closing, and we were going through some hard times actually with my family. Like, my dad owned his own business, and that's why he didn't want me to go into business, because it's never a steady thing, right? To be your own self-entrepreneur. So my dad was going through some rough times, and I'm the oldest in the family. So, and, my dad and my mom, like they raised us right. They love us to death, but, family comes first. Right. Yep. So I had to my dad was like, "Listen, the time is clicking here. Like, I need your help, like, what are you going to do?" Mm-hmm. And I said, "Dad, it's my first year. I know you're upset, but I'm going to just give me this last year. Give me this 1 year. I'm going to absolutely kill it." Kept going, kept affirming. I'm huge on affirmations. I'm huge on positive energy. That's all I believe in. And, I was like, I got my ass. I was just working, nonstop, And when I got into when the end of the year came, I sat down with my parents and I gave them my 1099. I said, guys, you have nothing to worry about anymore. I will take care of the entire family. And then everything became history, So from there, I always say, like, everyone has a why, and I always say everyone's why is usually similar. It's usually family, your friends, yourself, whatever your personal goals might be. But my why at that moment was my family, and I feel like your why always has to change, So my why then to now, it's always gonna be my family. It's always gonna put them first, but it comes with time, and I think when you go through something, you always realize what that answer really is.
Wow.
So this is Rup Singh sitting in front of you, and that's what made me who I am today after 6 years. And I love this business, and I would not change it for the world.
Wow. That's amazing, man. And I would, to put it into like kind of perspective, like the kerosene or the fuel that you had for your fire was like out of this world. Like you had just, I mean, so much fuel, so much why, so much purpose to be able to make it work. And that's amazing. So are you still like taking care of the whole family, or did your dad, start having more upside and success with this company? And did that turn into?
So we actually own one of my dad's businesses is a deli. Right. It's a deli here in Yonkers, New York. So
nice.
Quick shout out to my dad's deli, Paulie's Gourmet Delis. We're reopening it. We just completely renovated it. So guys, anyone that's in New York, you have to come check out this deli. It's the best deli in the entire world. Great coffee.
Okay.
Just recently it was still not doing well. Right now, I still take care of my family. But the family, my parents are doing a lot better, with the business. So what we decided to do was, we've been in that business for 20 years, So I said, Dad, it's time to revamp. So during COVID, we went through those times. COVID, obviously, a lot of people were going through some hardships at that time. And then I decided in December, I was like, you know what, let me just renovate this for you, Dad. Give you a brand new, fresh look. I gutted the entire thing, made it all brand new, put my heart and soul into it because I grew up in that business. I know it inside and out as well. And now I see my father's face, walking into while everything is getting done. We're doing a grand opening next week. It's gonna be his 20 years in that business. And I see his face now in that when he walks in there and he's very like, wow, And he absolutely loves it. And, that's what you do it for, right? When you see, for me, it's never about the money. It's about seeing other people happy. I feel like when you chase the money, you lose it. But if you have a purpose of what you're going after, the money just follows you, right? Wow. So that's what I truly, truly believe.
Wow, that's amazing. And then talk about how you are helping buyers, you're helping sellers, you're helping that part of the community. And then that is directly correlating with a small business in the local town to be able to give back and have that to come around full circle. Dude, kudos to you, man. That's freaking awesome. So getting into more of your business and getting into the transaction side. So buyer side, selling side, last 12 months, what does that production look like? What does your business look like on that side?
The production is above close to like over 40 million to 50 million, maybe more. I do a lot of on market and off market deals.
Nice.
So we helped probably over 100 families in 2020. Which was awesome, even through hardships and, through hard times. I feel like a lot of realtors last year and this year are going to succeed and do even more, so.
That's amazing, man. Good for you. That's huge. So for your business, buy side, sell side, do you focus on any more side on the buy side, more on the sell side, 50-50? What makes it?
I'm a big lister. Nice. I have a team. And, my team, they're big on listings as well, but they also handle the buyer transactions. If it's, when the lead typically comes in as a buyer agent, I don't really work buyers anymore. But if I do work the buyers, it's either a referral or a past client because I feel like when you connect with the referrer or a past client, they already know who you are. So you can't just hand them to another team member. It's kind of hard. Yeah. But I'm a huge lister. 80% of what I do is listing homes. So I sell a lot of homes when it comes down to listing. I love it. I love listing. So
yeah, for sure. More control as well. And you can be able to.
it's the name of the game. If you're a big, I believe you could be a great successful buyer's agent 100%.
Mhm.
But the name of the game is listings, because you can control both ends at the same time.
That's a good point. Good point for the viewers and listeners as well. That's awesome. So I can kind of piece together what separates you from other agents, but for our viewers and listeners, like what's that one thing you would say that just bar none separates you from any other agents out there?
I'm a huge go-getter. Like when it comes down to my clients and the people that I work with, I take it very personal, like as if I'm selling my own home, because at the end of the day, when you take on someone's biggest asset, a lot of agents, they take the listing, they put it on the market, they put it on the MLS and let the MLS do its work for you. With me, on the other hand, I don't do that. I put it on the MLS, obviously, but I go out there and I chase the business, to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So like that comes back to me being heavy on Instagram and Facebook and social media, is because 80% of my business, you guys won't believe it, comes from Instagram. 80%. 80%, I don't cold call anymore, like I used to, I don't door knock like I used to. You have to take advantage of the tools, and don't get me wrong. And everyone that's listening, your base is your base. You never forget it. You can never forget that, because the internet can fall tomorrow. It could completely die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? And you need to have your base there. When it comes down to your door knocking, your cold calling, and etc., because that's how you grow in this business. But once you make it past that platform, and the advantage that we do have, a lot of people need taken, the best part is it's free.
Yes.
You don't have to pay to be on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, even Clubhouse. I'm on that now,
Yep.
Yeah.
There's like new apps that are coming out. So like take advantage of it. Take very heavy advantage of it, and it will change your business. And this is the first, and I tell everybody the same thing. I tell the team, I tell everyone that comes new into the business, if you want to create a reputation and you want to do it right, you can create a great reputation just through social media. If people don't know you today, they'll definitely know you tomorrow. You just got to keep going with it and keep creating good content that people are going to be attracted to.
I love it. I love it. We had a guest on yesterday, and he has a similar approach, specifically using Instagram. And he said, I always love learning what's new for Instagram, because I feel like it's just brand new free tools for me to use to accelerate my business. And I was just like, dude, that is awesome. So I have one more question before we get into, they were the lightning rounds. Now we're switching it up a little bit, calling them the mixer rounds. So it's going to be time to mix it up here soon with Mr. Dan Gandy. Last question. So from when you started to now where you're at, what's that one piece of technology that you adapted to your business that's really just catapulted you? And I think we know the answer, but we'll hear it from you.
Yeah. Videography and photography. Obviously social media is a huge thing, but I have my own videographer and photographer. We have our own media companies known as Legacy Media.
Wow.
And we keep everything in-house, so when it comes down to the personal branding, when it comes down to branding other people's homes, it's not your typical house tour, it's not your typical real estate video. And he's with me all day, and a huge inspiration, right? I always sat back and I would say, Ryan Serhant, like this guy's on $1 million listing, he's doing the business right. But what's the difference between me and Ryan Serhant? Nothing, we're just people, right? So you always look at successful people around you, you take what they're doing and you do it, right? Because again, we'll go back to the basics. You don't reinvent the wheel's already invented for you. So, I took that idea and I was like, you know what? I need a media company, like I need somebody that's going to be with me. I want to create my own media company. And my goal, most likely this year is going to be teaching other realtors or any type of salesperson in the game how to use social media the right way. How to actually, I feel like the courses are out there and everything, but it's not like, hey, it's not like a one-on-one teaching, from an actual realtor that has done it and has been very successful at it.
Mm-hmm.
So those are one of my goals this year, to probably launch a business that way. And man, social media, back to your point, I'm sorry I ranted off, but
yeah, no worries.
Social media, and honestly hiring a media company, like a media guy that works exclusively with me, He does not work for any other realtor in New York.
Wow.
And we just create content together. You know?
I love that. I love how you, for the viewers and listeners out there, you took the money, you took your commissions, you reinvested in yourself, you reinvested into other people that do what you were already doing, but better. So then that way you can have more success and get to that next level. And I mean, yeah, kudos to you, man. And I think that, you know, you said it best. You saw what Ryan was doing and you said, you know what, I can do that. And I can do it my way and have my own twist and my own spinoff and have my own personality. And kudos to you because you've done a really good job with that. So
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Of course. We're going to go ahead and switch it up. Mr. Dan Gandy, the new mixer round. So change the camera angle here. And Dan, go ahead and take it away.
So this used to be called the lightning round, but it turned into a mix-up round because everyone was talking about a whole bunch of different stuff. So I want to kind of just get down and like, you've explained a lot of it in terms of your tools, your social media, but you know, when it comes to your team, like what's your number one lead source right now for your business?
Instagram.
Perfect. And then when it comes to like Zillow and other platforms, are you guys buying leads or any other type of?
I do not invest into Zillow. I do not invest in Trulia or Realtor.com at all. All the leads that we have gotten are typically just through social media. I've built a huge pipeline of business already. We have a whole system in place. I don't forget my clients' birthdays, wedding anniversaries, their dog birthday. You know, we have a system in place where we put like, I rank each client. And the reason I rank each client is because no transactions ever goes perfectly, right? Some go great, some go horribly, right? But it never has come down to the point where it has been me particularly, right? Or I read people and I sense their energy and I see what kind of person they are. So what we do is after every transaction, I put them in a category, a gold, a silver, and a bronze. Right. And I put that into my system and I get an automated text or email, whatever. Like I use Top Producer still, you know, Top Producer is very old and I love it. And I would not change it because if something's working for you, don't change it, obviously, you know. So I put them in those categories. And for my bronze clients, I reach out to them every 6-7 months. You know, I get an automated email saying like, hey, you have to call Sebastian, you know, you have to give him a call and then I have my silver clients, right? And I put them in that category. I call them every 3 months or every 4 months. And then I have my gold plan. I call them every 2 months. And the biggest thing I can give advice out to everyone is get all your clients' information, get their Facebook, get their Twitter, get their Instagram, you know, follow them because the biggest thing is you don't want to call a past client or a typical client and just be like, hey, are you looking to sell? You know, you want to build a conversation. You know what I mean? Either you have to have a reason to call them. So a lot of things that I see is like when I follow all my clients and they follow me, I see that they've been on vacation or they went somewhere. So I call them, I check up on them and I say, hey, how was Greece? You know, I've been there. Like, where'd you guys go? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and then we go into this typical conversation. They're like, you know what, Rup, I was actually just thinking about you. I'm looking to sell, or I have a friend that's looking to sell or someone to buy. So we have a huge system in place and we do not lose a lead. So I do not use Zillow or Trulia because I just feel like the tools are out there. You can get them in a different way, like for free, you know, and pay for those Zillow leads and you're competing with other agents to get those leads. I don't see the use in it. Me personally, I do not see the use in it.
Yeah, you've built a little ecosystem and I think that past client touch and like you being able to get even more personal with them, it allows you to keep that relationship alive. And I think a lot of people do a deal and then that person just fades away from their sphere. It might be in a database, but it's not top of mind.
I always say like, you know, why are you chasing new business when there's already business there for you? You know, use the business that you already have. You've sold X amount of homes, so go back to those same leads, and they're gonna give you more business. You know, a lot of people forget that. You know, a lot of people forget to follow up and etc. But they just go after the new business. They totally forget about their past business.
No, totally.
Oh, sure.
And then, are you farming a specific area, doing any direct mail or anything traditional
Yeah, so we still door knock, we still cold call, and we do the direct mailing in Westchester, New York.
Okay.
This is where our business is. So, you know, when it comes down to just sold or just listed, we do that. And we also have newsletters that we give out to like a typical neighborhood, you know. So if I'm farming an area, we give out newsletters, and on that newsletter, there's trivia questions. There's updates about the neighborhood. There's updates about the area. So it's not just real estate, you know, it's more informational. And then it also gets the client going and getting engaged.
Oh, smart. Super smart. Any new technology that you're trying out for this 2021?
New technology. We are more going into a lead system now, regarding having our own lead system within our own team. We're working on that right now. I can't really say much about it because we're still on the verge of doing that and creating our own app that it will give us, you know, access to not only agents that are part of the MLS, but people that are also not part of the MLS. In a sense, because a lot of people do off-market deals. And I want to create a system where we can have for New York, typically, because I know they're doing it in LA and things like that, but you know, a lot of people in New York don't like to put their house on the market for some reasons. And you know, I want to create an app where all the agents in our community can have access to. So
nice.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome.
We had that in the Silicon Valley, Top Agent Network, TAN. That's what it was called. You could only be in there if you were like a top agent, and like you'd always put in your coming soons or off markets, and stuff got bought up. Yeah. That's totally rad. Last thing for me, man, is, and I know you've answered a lot of this, like, I know you're really got the social down. Like, are you driving any traffic to a website, or building like a kind of like a hub to your business?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
The legacy group INTL international.com. Through Facebook ads, we're paying all of that advertisement. It definitely helps, you know, and again, like sponsoring all of our ads on Instagram that typically get written to our website, and from our website it funnels through our system, and then through our system it tells us if it's a buyer or a seller. And they're already like funneled out. So by the time a team member or me or someone has it, we already know if they're a serious buyer, what they're looking for, how much in their price point, or a listing person as well. So like, for example, today, before I hopped on this call, I had a Zoom call, right? Because everything is over Zoom now, right? And a lot of people, you don't have to meet somebody in person, which was really awesome. And that taught me a lot during COVID. And I took advantage of that because my business didn't slow down even through those times, you know, it just kept going. And like today I had a Zoom call from a client in Canada, you know, in Toronto, that's looking to sell their home here because they
was it Drake?
Yeah, I wish. You imagine? I'm like, yo, I wouldn't know what to say.
Lisa Singh.
So, you know, they're looking to sell their home, and they left and they moved back to Canada because they was like, hey, I don't need to be there anymore. My business can be over a computer, you know? So that was pretty awesome. That came through me funneling through our system, you know, through Facebook ads and stuff and Instagram ads. And they found me and they said, hey, Rup, we'll like you to be. And they interviewed me and 3 other agents in the area.
Wow.
Yeah. And the reason and what's funny was he was supposed to make a decision tomorrow after our Zoom call. He called me right away within a half an hour and said, Rup, we want to go with you. We want, because you stand out the most, and everything that you have said to us regarding social media, your Instagram and everything else that you do that typical agents don't do, you know, because you're young, you're aggressive, and you go after your business. So that was really exciting. I was really hyped for it. I was like jumping up and down after that meeting. So that was awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's such an importance. We interview a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of people that have been super successful with more of the traditional tools, and a lot, you know, we're keep hearing the same things, like Instagram lead gen is boom, boom, boom. It's up and running. And, you know, we always try to tell people websites aren't dead, man. Like if you can, you got to drive that traffic somewhere. You got to house that content and that multimedia and that ranking and reviews and testimonials. And you can't
You can. That's why I really believe now your internet presence, it's very big. Like your Google presence has to be on point. Like if you Google my name right now, you type in Rup Singh, I'm the only Rup Singh realtor that'll come up, you know, and I have a Google panel page, you know, like that came through generating just through Google because of all the business and press that I've gotten, you know. So new agents, old agents, work on that, guys. Work on your Google presence because it makes a very big deal when it comes down to you walking into a listing presentation. Now, the original listing presentations have died. You know, coming in there with the folder and people going over their comps, like that is dead. That doesn't work. A seller is not there to listen to all that, you know. They look you up right before you even walk into the door, so they know who you are. They just want the numbers. They want to make sure you're the right person, and you put a face to the name, you know. And that's it. You know, like I don't walk into a listing presentation with folders and comps. I don't do that. I literally walk in. I tell them what I know. I tell them what the house is gonna sell for, because I've done the numbers beforehand. We go off, and they already did their homework on me, and we take the listing. We take it from there.
Wow.
Nice.
Thanks, Dan, so much for leading that mixed up round. And Rup, I mean, that's so true. And I have to say, it's humbling to hear what you're saying for the viewers and listeners out there, because I've been in this industry for 7+ years, and I've been telling agents for almost 8 years, do a Google search, look yourself up, see what's out there. Like, you know, and the fact that you went in strong, and they say that, what do they say? They say people will forget what you did, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. So the fact that you came in and you just hit them hard and gave them that passion, and then you got backed up by going onto your social media and you check out your videos at 8,000+ views, and then you're crushing it in the gym, even more confidence, right? And then the person's like, I'm done, I'm sold, that's it. That's
another thing. Like I want to tell everyone also, like, you know, for your next person you guys interview as well, like, you know, Instagram is not only about you just putting up a house for sale. You know, like a lot of people just think like, hey, I need to just put this house for sale. That people want to know who you are, you know, like put your profile together, which is attractive to people. A homeowner wants to know, like, all right, if I'm going to sell my house, who am I hiring? You know, is he a family man? What's his activities? All right, he puts sales up. That's great, you know, but you want to stand out. If you just keep going on, if you go on Instagram, you look at half the realtors that do this. You know, they just literally go on there and just go, hey, for sale, this is this house, etc., located in New York or wherever. That's boring. I could do that on Zillow. That's what Zillow is for. You know, like Instagram is not meant for that. Instagram, yes, you should switch up your content, because that's what it's about. It's about telling you who you are, and you're telling a story about yourself through pictures. That's what Instagram is about. And the last thing is that I have a fear. And my biggest fear is that I never, ever want someone to ask me, hey, Rup, are you still selling real estate? Are you a realtor? Like I should just walk into the door and people already should know who I am. I never want to know, like, hey, are you still in the business? When you hear that as a real estate broker, I am telling you guys right now, you failed. You failed. There's like, you have every possible way to never have anyone ever ask you, hey, are you in real estate, or are you selling real estate? You know, that's my biggest fear. And I try to wake up with that mentality and go to sleep with that mentality. And I try to do everything on a daily basis, so I never hear those words. And I heard that from a personal coach, you know, huge shout out to Ed Escobar, my coach, that also guided me throughout the entire, you know, 7 years I've been in business. And now he's also training my team, which is awesome, you know, so that's what he taught me. You know, he said, Rup, you never want to walk in somewhere and have these people say, hey, are you still in real estate? Are you still selling real estate? You know, he goes, you have so much out there. You have social media, the networks, the tools are there. So nobody should ever forget what you do for a living.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then one more thing, another tip. Last rant, I promise, guys. I know I'm taking up your time.
Take some notes.
I tell everybody, even everyone on my team, that make 5 contacts a day. Literally just take 5 contacts a day. I don't care if you guys are shopping or in a Starbucks or wherever. Make sure you meet someone and you tell somebody what you do. because those 5 legit contacts add to 7 days. That's 35 contacts a week. You know, just
That's
do the
140
math.
a month.
That's 140 a month. Just do the math. You know, that's a lot of contacts that you're making just by introducing yourself, telling them what you do, and you put them into your system. They might not be ready to buy now or sell now, but I can tell you one thing: you put them into your database. That's building your pipeline for the future, and that database is going to take you a long way.
Yep.
So just try making simple 5 contacts a day. Just even if you're walking your dog. Hey, what's up? Just so you know, blah, 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 get into the conversation, you know? I still do that. No matter what, I believe in that. I do it every day. I don't care where I'm at. I let everyone know that, hey, I'm selling real estate. I don't have a shirt that says, hey, I'm selling real estate on my forehead, you know, but
We've seen that.
I think that's a little bit too much, you know, but
Yeah.
just have general conversations, and you put them into your database and you say, hey, just so you know, like, I have a newsletter that I offer to my friends, family. It's a typical newsletter that I only offer to them, but you know, I think this will definitely benefit you. And don't worry, it's not a spam or anything like that. You know, it's just more giving you information, what's going on in the market, but also we do trivia questions. So if you win, you might be getting a gift card, you know, blah, blah, blah. Give them something that they want to reel them in, you know, because again, just talking real estate is boring, you know, so nobody ever want to just be like, hey, okay, we get it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that. And hey, you know, like I said, you know, beginning of the episode off air, you were asking some questions. It was like, hey, so is there any time wise or how long is this? I said, hey, if it flows and it feels good, we're just going to keep it going. And I had 3 more questions before we will open the floor up to you, so you can talk to the listeners and guests and anyone who's listening out there and tell them what's going on your side. But really quick, I can see a shirt for you maybe in the future that says something about me. I'm a realtor. Tell me something about you. And then they tap you on the shoulder when you're inside the coffee line. They say, hey, Rup, I'm actually a construction worker, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like I can
like
see
that
for you, because that could be a cool way to start a conversation. And it could just say, tap me on the shoulder.
Yeah, I like that. That's actually really cool. I'm Rup. That's awesome. I like that.
I'm always just, you know, thinking out loud. So, so a lot of real estate agents either are like buyer specialists, seller specialists, relocation specialists. They work with empty nesters, investors. Do you consider yourself an expert in any specific arena when it comes to a client type that you're working with?
No, I don't. I don't put myself in one of those categories because I'm a well-rounded specialist. So if you're looking to, you know, sell in London, I will be your realtor. You know, if you're looking to sell in China, I will be your realtor. You know, if you're looking to buy here and whatever it is, I when I sell myself and I put myself out there, I tell them you're going to use me once and only once, but you're going to use me for a lifetime, because wherever you go, I'm going to go with you. You know, that's why I said the real estate, the business is, the sky's the limit. You know, you find a referral partner out in Canada or whatever, you know, that's you helping your client sell or buy a home, you know? So take advantage of those systems.
I love it. Love the confidence, man. That's awesome. So for your team and also for yourself, do you set up specific buyer farms, seller farms to be able to run ads, send out mailers? Do you take that approach on the traditional side?
Yeah, I definitely do. So like, you know, over here in Westchester, New York, we pick we pick the neighborhoods that everyone wants to work, and we put their information on there. And, you know, the team has their own flyers and everything that we do. And we just train them, and we door knock all the farming areas still, you know, and it's helpful because even though things are through Zoom and stuff now, but people still love the people with the people interaction.
I love that. I saw a video too. You had a video. I think it was a reel, might have been a traditional one, the IGTV, but it was a video about how you owned a block, and you're like, oh, I don't knock this, and you're like pointing and dancing and had your flow, and it was really
I love it.
To be able to showcase how you've done that. So I like how you're kind of mixing it up. So last question from me before we open up the floor. So a secret weapon. If I was a customer, I wanted you to list my home, like what would be that secret weapon or that thing that you would say to give me confidence that you're it for me?
There's a lot, but I usually tell them, and I end the conversation with telling them that as much as you're confident in getting somebody, like for me, it's about, I take 30-day listings, you know, and the reason I do 30-day listings, I don't do a traditional 6 month, 7 month, 3 months. The reason I do that because I believe that sellers should not be in contract with somebody that does not know how to do their job the right way if they don't feel that they're doing the job the right way. So with them, they're allowed to fire me at any given moment. I give them an exit agreement stating that even within the first 2 weeks, you said, you know what, Rup, you're all talk. I don't like anything that you're doing right now. I can't work with you. I need to let you go. Never happens, never will happen. And the reason I give that agreement out to them is because I am confident in my services. I'm confident in me. So when they see that, they hire me right on the spot, you know, and then they feel comfortable saying, you know what, this guy is going to take a month to give me a chance to get to know him, blah, blah, blah. And I don't have to be tied down to him for 6 months, you know, like a typical real estate agent would. Why wouldn't I work with him? You know, and that makes a huge difference when I walk into a room getting interviewed from other people, because a lot of people they're not confident in their services, and that's why they ask for the 6-month agreement. You know, if you can't sell a house typically in this marketplace right now between 30 to 45 days, you should not be in the business anyway. You know, so that's why I don't do that.
Wow.
And that's why everyone works with me, and they continue to work with me because you know what, they're like, Rup, I'll hire you. I'll work with you. I love everything that you said, and you made a lot of good points. And look, at the end of the day, I don't believe a person should be tied down to you if you're not performing. It's just not fair. That's not how I do business. That's not how I practice. And you know, that's what I live by. And I think that's my secret weapon, is my confidence in that and what I offer to a home seller that no typical agent would.
Wow.
You're not going to get an expired from Rup.
You definitely won't.
Yeah, I just love the swag. I love the transparency, and that it's selfish. If you don't have the confidence, someone signs up with you, and then you're putting them in a 6-month contract. It's like, where is the urgency to get it sold? So I love the fact that you're like, hey, 30. The only thing that's going to hold up is maybe inspection, maybe underwriting. You know,
that takes like another 45, 50 days, whatever the case is. You know, and that stuff I can't control, but. You know, once I go back again, like, why would you want a homeowner to be stuck with you? You know, and then that's something that they want to get sold. That's their biggest it's the American dream, you know, and you're holding that back. Yeah. You know, so why? You know, like, I don't believe that's number one rule for me in business. If you can't perform, it's not your job to be in it. It's your job as a man or a woman to just walk away and just say, you know what, I tried. I can't do it. Let's move on. You know,
I love that. I love that. I have to give a quick shout out because I do preach what I sow, and at Liftoff, who sponsors the show here, there is no contracts. We're month to month. They want to cancel. They don't. Whatever happens. Guess what? We put our money where our mouth is. It's a mutual beneficial win-win relationship. We're both not winning. Not stuck in a 6 to 12 month because we don't have the confidence. Because we need you to we have investors and all BS. No, it's like, we're here for you, for your best interest. So I can relate to you on that. I just had to throw that out there. But now it's time to open the show, man. It's up to you. The floor is yours. What do you want the listeners and viewers to take from this moment? Whether it's, hey, join your team, you have a new book you're writing, whatever it is, the floor is yours.
Guys, follow me on Instagram. I am Rup Singh. It's very easy. I will pop up because I'm probably the only Rup that you know. If you guys are anywhere in the country, in the world, that are looking to relocate here in New York, I am your guy. And I can promise you one thing, your clients are going to be exceptionally happy. And I want to give a huge shout out to you guys. You know, I said a lot on the show, so thank you so much for having me on this platform and what you guys are doing for all the agents out there, giving this type of advice. And giving me the opportunity to share my ideas and my knowledge in the business to help somebody else. I think that's the biggest thing, because I'm a huge person of giving back. So thank you guys. Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Dan. I really, really appreciate your time. So yeah, that's it, man. So guys,
I love
it's been great, man.
I love that. And just to take it to the next step, we're already in the process of looking for nonprofits associated with the real estate world and community. So as soon as we go and we monetize and we're seeing ad revenue from the show, we're going to give 10 to 15% of the proceeds from every single episode to nonprofits to give back and bring that together full circle. So
I love that. It's amazing, guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love everything you guys are doing, man. I really, really appreciate this.
Supporting what's
if you got any Yeah, if you got any clients that are coming out to Oregon, I'm the Oregon relocation expert.
Oh, awesome. See, everything happens for a reason. Look at that. Yeah, you were quiet the entire time. You should have told me. That's awesome.
I didn't want it to be about me, so I was like,
all right, let's share the platform.
Exactly. We're all associated in one way or not. You know what I'm saying? So we're all here to serve and help and support and just, hey man, make the industry that much better. So Rup, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Dan, thanks for co-hosting. Appreciate you as well. And
appreciate it, guys.
Thanks to all of our viewers and listeners, as it is our intention for you to take something from our episodes to apply to your business to have more massive success. And we will see you on the next one. It made it to the end. Well, thank you so much for watching Real Estate vs. Technology. We hope you found value, especially something you can apply to your real estate business. If you could do us a favor, we would appreciate it. A thumbs up. If you subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified for new episodes coming out, and comment below. What the heck did you learn? If you want to join our Facebook group page, there's a link right here. And if you want to be featured on Real Estate vs. Technology, send us a DM on our Instagram page. We'll see if we get you on the show. So, take care, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.